away. I'll feel it so that I can be done with it, right? And it will actually start to become like your superpower or your ally, your feelings and because what happens, this is the icing on the cake for those of us in more feminine, when we're transmitting more feminine through a female body that has a vagina and can make babies, when we're transmitting more feminine, what's underneath all of, so remember, consciousness and energy is layered. Layers upon layers. So we've got the resistance, then we've got the anger, and we yell and scream, and then we hit this grief and sadness, then we cry and cry and cry, and then deep grief, and oh my God, grief and just grief and crying fucking mess, grief, and then all of a sudden what happens, and this might be days or years to get through all of this, depending on your karma and what you're holding and what you've stuffed and the whole thing, but what happens is, what is there in between and underneath and around everything is pleasure. And it's this weird thing, but it's the gift of being in our feminine is pleasure. And you can get so good at it that you can be in the depths of the most painful grief and then open to feeling the sensation of what feels good in the moment and start to radiate pleasure through your grief. And then that grief becomes a transmission of love in the world when it's connected to your heart and your pleasure. So we're not just, or the same thing with anger. Anger, if you're embodying your anger and really feeling it, and then you start to, can I feel my thought, fingertips on my thighs? Can I start to, as I'm feeling so angry and pissed off, can I stretch into some pleasure? Not to get rid of the anger, but to amplify pleasure through the anger. And then it becomes a gift in the world. So there's nuances to really learning to embody our feminine and embody our feelings and the gifts that it is. It's such a gift. It's so nourishing for a woman, for the feminine to be greatly connected to her heart and feeling the full range of emotion, full spectrum, the full weather forecast, right? What's damaging is when the feminine is feeling everything and not connected to her heart. Then it's traumatizing. It's traumatizing to the masculine. It's traumatizing. It's mean. It's hurtful, right? It's damaging.